Hey, welcome back everybody. This is Brain Muffin. And today we're going to take a look at an article from Wired.com. Cantina Talk. Kathleen Kennedy isn't going anywhere. Now this came out as a new article, but it's like we already know this. And we actually know the real truth behind all the nonsense. No one wants the job. And no one wants to fire a whammon in today's culture. So they're going to let her resign. Even though the next movie hasn't hit theaters for more than a year. There's a surprising amount going on in the Star Wars universe, or at least behind the scenes of it. In some cases, it's new projects getting the headlines. On others, oddly, the status quo remaining that is grabbing people's attention. Thought New was preparing a U-turn away from the current course was probably wrong. The old order doesn't changeth. Appears to be 100% legit. Probably okay. There's a lot of emptiness in this on this webpage. It's just confusing me. The real deal, despite the rumors that many were pushing, it turns out that Disney is more than happy with the performance. No, they're not. For starters, Grace Randolph broke this down very well. This was a press release. This wasn't an announcement. It's really like reported. It wasn't really hardly even a press release. So if you were that confident about Kathleen Kennedy and you wanted to shut the haters down, you would have had a press release at the very least, maybe even a press conference. But Kathleen Kennedy is still nowhere, right? We get articles like this, but we don't get real official news. Because Disney just extended her contract for 3 years. Yes, so she can finish out the crap she's doing and then retire. She'll bow out. Something that massively successful corporations don't tend to do with people they're dissatisfied with. Not quite true. Sometimes it just depends on the optics of the situation. This is like the athletic director saying about the head coach of a football team in a college. This so-and-so is our coach and we can't be happier. And then mysteriously, end of the season or maybe a week later, maybe a month later, I've seen him get fired and I've seen him just decide, you know what, I've had enough. And sometimes they get a raise so that they get a better severance when they leave. That said, some are suggesting it's actually just a stay of execution, which is, well, pretty surreal, really. No, it isn't. What were most of such understanding and generous bosses? What? Would that most of us had such understanding and generous bosses. No, it's the optics. If she was not a woman, guaranteed she'd been fired already. Or if it's found out, she's a conservative or a libertarian, man, she'd have been gone. Particularly interesting in the Hollywood Reporter story is the suggestion that Disney and Lucasfilm are considering pushing Star Wars more in the direction of television than movies in the future, which can be particularly interesting if true. Not least of which because George Lucas was thinking this a decade or so earlier. Well, okay, that's interesting because we have the resurgence of Rebels, right? And we have the Resistance, which looks like crap. Perhaps the future of the galaxy far, far away lies on the small screen. Yeah, and I think they're a little bit cheaper to produce, in particular when they're doing all this animation, as opposed to they just hire voice actors. They don't get paid a whole lot. Fans with telephoto lenses and good sources. Okay, so this is the real deal. Speaking of Star Wars television, set photos have started showing up for Jon Favreau's first action Star Wars series. That is, live action Star Wars series. It certainly looks like we're going to be visiting Tatooine and somewhere pretty close, or somewhere. Yeah, whatever. I really don't want to read the rest of this. This is just depressing, Here we go, guys. Feel the fandom force, friends. An unofficial Lucasfilm announcement. Totally emotionally legit. The latest evolution of the attempt to turn Star Wars into a lifestyle arrived last week with our Star Wars Stories, which isn't a fan-helmed attempt to make standalone movies, but rather a series of short videos intended to showcase how Star Wars has changed. And let's be honest, it's an official look. Yeah. Again, this is trying to appeal to fans to get them back on board because they're not buying the toys. And they know what's going to happen if things don't turn around and episode 9 comes out. It will not do very well. Beginning with Albin Johnson, the founder of the 501st Legion. Yeah, the bad guys. Yeah, stormtroopers are cool. Anyway. Soon you will face Darth Vader yourself virtually. Another look, okay. coming in 2019 is another canonical addition to the mythology of what happened between Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, and Episode 4, A New Hope. Except this time, we dig to explore it for yourself. Vader Immortal. Vader's Immortal. My Vader Immortal. A Star Wars VR series is a 3-part virtual reality series created by ILMX Lab and writer-producer David S. Goyer that will be released for Oculus Quest. Oh, for all 9 people who bought the Oculus. Oh, very good. Don't care. Oh, this is kind of just, I guess, this is like a bunch of rumors. Okay, they lured me in with the Kennedy stuff. The Last Jedi haters are indeed trolls. Yeah, this has already been debunked multiple times by multiple people. It's Morton Bay's article. It's not even worth reading about. And that's it. So, what a troll job. It really trolled me. And now we got a video at the bottom. And I don't really care about any of these people are saying. So there you go. But Kathleen Kennedy is definitely on the outs. It's definitely, if she was anything other than who she was, she'd have been gone. And so she's going to be allowed to finish. Oh, that sounds horrible. She's going to be allowed to finish out. And then it's goodbye, Kathy. And it'll be, she'll bow gracefully, though. It'll seem like she retired. She's fulfilled her destiny. You can almost write her speech. You know, I've done everything I wanted. I've had a good run at Hollywood. And it's time to turn the mantle over to someone else. And I think part of also is who she wanted to turn it over to. And Disney was not happy with that either. So the optics are horrible. And if she was anyone else, she would have been canned, especially when you have your director really going after the fans. After The Last Jedi, lots of people didn't like it for many reasons. There are lots of YouTube videos chronicling all the things people didn't like. And you know what? Very few of them are, my theories weren't in the movie. It's just the movie sucks. That's all there is. All right. Thank you for stopping by, and we'll see you next time we read an article.